here in Nashville for the 7th Country Music Marathon and Half Marathon. I think it says a lot about the city of Nashville, what it has to offer.
And hello, Nashville. We are back in the Game Day Men's Health Studio with another episode of the NFM Podcast. Thank you for joining us. Wow, I really have my radio voice on today. But before we go any further, I would like to thank our sponsors, Body Fit Training, Nutrition Factory, and Defiance Fuel. Thank you guys so much for what you do for the Nashville community and being our sponsors. Now, how are we?
Right?
How's it going?
We got NPR staff today.
Yeah, that's
and
good
very
morning.
Professional. Hello, guys. We are back with another. It's like, man, I love
Getting
it.
better.
I love it, man. You never know what you're gonna get.
I got the clips from the last one where I couldn't stop cussing and it's just learned to.
I think you should use them.
Maybe learn that lesson. Probably not.
You know,
I'm probably going to.
That grows viewership. People like a couple of
Yeah. No, that clip is literally me cussing, and we were talking about something with the basket debate, and I said the cuss word, and then we all acknowledged, haha, whatever, and then I forgot what I was talking about. So I'm gonna post that clip just to be like, look how good I am at podcasting, guys.
Want me to come on your podcast?
We'll go off on tangents and rabbit holes, and no one will know what we're talking about.
We'll bring it back at some point. Yeah. What's been good, man? Catch me up.
I had a PR that's on the top of my mind because I just told Terry about it. I don't know if I should tell you, but I feel like by the time I post it, this will be out.
Why shouldn't you tell me?
Okay, so you want to guess? It's a kettlebell thing.
I figured.
Okay, did you see? So it's a heavy kettlebell thing.
Okay.
Now guess.
Swing or a snatch?
Swing.
A swing.
Mm-hmm. How heavy is the kettlebell?
Guess how heavy it is?
Yeah.
Do I have to be PC and go? Can I use?
I won't
pounds?
be offended.
Can I be pounds?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I don't. Okay.
I actually don't think I remember the kg.
75.
Bro, that's some.
Yes or no?
I'm repping that for my warm up.
Oh, wow.
That's my warm up, honey.
That's my warm up. Okay.
Yeah. So we're talking PR weight.
But I'm thinking
for kettlebell swing
sizes.
Okay, so let's put it into perspective for barbells.
Okay.
Deadlift, my lifetime PR, I haven't gotten close to this since, but 300.
300?
Mm-hmm. Woo. One time.
You're an ant.
And then I never cared again.
I never cared again. I was like, all right, I was cool. I hate it.
In the 300 club, I'm good.
Yeah. All right. But we're talking swings.
It's not quite that much.
How many times did you swing it?
10 times.
10 swings. Okay. Mm-hmm. Are we 120? Let's say 120. More or less?
More.
Talk dirty to me. What'd you get?
203 pounds.
They make. Mm-hmm. First of all,
I haven't posted it yet. I'm so excited.
203-pound kettlebells?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Oh, they make 400-pound ones. It's ridiculous. They look ridiculous.
Where did you get it from? Where were you?
This was Blake. Blake at Music City Muscle got one in, and he'd been looking for one. And the second he got it, I was like, I zipped right over there to use it. But they make some that are I think Rogue doesn't make anything heavier than that. I think you have to find some custom European guy to do it for you.
Literally
a Russian guy probably does it. Yeah. I don't know, but I've seen it floating around here and there on the Explore page, 400-pound kettlebells. It's insane.
And you got video.
Yes.
They say no pick, no proof.
Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I can show it to you now, but we're on a podcast.
I'd rather see it,
You'll see it when it comes out. It'll be all new to you.
Wow. Is this are you holding it?
Yeah. The debut for it on Instagram.
When are you going to post it?
Well, that's the thing is I've posted some other PRs lately, and I promised myself I wouldn't post this one. I feel like I'm bragging about it. I feel weird talking about it still.
Why is it why?
Well, because I posted some other PRs, and then I need to work on a recap reel for my event that I did a couple weekends ago, and that's taking a lot of time.
You're
so I'm like,
that yourself? Mm-hmm. How did the event go? I wasn't there.
it was awesome.
Yeah?
It was so
Tell me
much
about
fun. We had, I think, above 50 people. I didn't count. It was just good vibes. Had our friend Olivia Prevost. She's an animal flow practitioner come in, teach animal flow. We did kettlebell flow. Everybody had a good time. We had some vendors, nutrition, not Nutrition Factory. NutriShop was there.
Yeah.
Defiance Fuel was a sponsor. We had Element. We had Vivo Barefoot. Had a couple giveaways. It was really fun.
Okay.
It was really, really fun and really successful, I think.
Okay.
Now I'm just like doing the recap reel.
Okay. Well, you got to get on that.
Painstaking, but I got to do that, and then I'll post the PR, and then you'll see it.
Okay.
And then you're gonna comment on it. And
Of course. We talked about
because you always comment on my posts.
Because I always comment on your post, Sav. Duh.
Yeah,
Like,
duh,
your
totally.
biggest follower.
Totally. And you always acknowledge my stories when you watch them. And
I do
no,
watch
I'm
your
kidding.
stories
I'm kidding.
sometimes.
I know you do. I know you do.
But I'm more of a.
I see you.
More of an IG stalker. You know, like what they call ghost followers. Like I'm there,
Yeah.
but I'm not there.
Yeah.
And I see it, so you come in like, oh yeah, I saw that, and you're like,
Yeah.
well, why didn't you say anything?
Well, there's nothing wrong with that.
And then half the time I'm really just tapping through.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You're doing your daily dose of engagement.
yeah, or
Just, watching is engagement.
Yeah, mindless scrolling is what I like. Just
Yeah. I get it.
not my best habit, but it's a habit.
Well, we all have that habit, I
Yeah.
feel like. So what about you? What's new with you?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. Just working. Working on the app.
Yeah, how's that going?
It's going. A lot of work. So
I believe that.
that's just where I am right now. I'm in that bag. I'm working on which this will probably come out after. I'm working on a Black History story for Terry.
Nice.
Also.
That's awesome.
A Black History Month story for Terry.
It'll be in the magazine?
No, I think it'll just be on the page, right?
Okay,
just
awesome.
Just a blog.
Cool, I'm excited
But I need
to read
do
that.
it by like tomorrow, so we don't miss Black History Month.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll
I
end
want to post it in
soon.
March, and they're like, yeah, that was over. But
How do you feel about it being just a month?
I don't care.
Okay.
Honestly, I think like all history, like I'm a history guy anyway, so
Mm-hmm.
I study history throughout the year. I teach my daughter history throughout the year. I don't wait for an acknowledgement. It's not like it's like saying, how do you feel about your anniversary? It's the day we got married, but I love her throughout the year. Right, it doesn't change.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what I was looking for.
Yeah, so it's like not like, oh, I'm only faithful on my anniversary. Not
Like-
on anniversary.
like Valentine's Day.
I'll spend time with you now. Like, no, I have to do that throughout the year.
Yeah.
So it's the same. I think it's the same. No
I'm with
different.
you on like all holidays.
Yeah.
Like Valentine's Day. I want to know what you and your wife did on Valentine's Day, but I feel like celebrate love every day.
Yeah, we didn't really do much, honestly. Right? We got a daughter. We did lunch. I took my daughter some flowers, and
Aw.
she told me exactly what she wanted. So I took it
Aw.
up to daycare, and that was the thing. And then me and my wife went to. I made her. Hopefully, no one's listening, but I made her skip work. I'm like, hey,
Worth it.
come home.
Yeah.
And then that was really it. Then I gave her a night off where she's gonna go to the Four Seasons. spa
that is a
for-
great
yeah,
gift.
just
You
just
nailed
to
it.
Go be her for a night.
It didn't include you.
No, it include me.
That's the best kind of gift.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I'm kidding.
It'll include me when she comes home.
But I mean, like, it really is such a good gift. You gave her me time.
Yeah,
That's so wonderful. You know what you're doing, homie.
I don't, but I try.
You
try my
you
best.
try. Keyword. There you go.
I try my best.
You know what I can't stand is when people say they like hate Valentine's Day. I'm like,
I get it. It's very retail. I get it.
well, okay, like maybe the retail like commercial part of it, but like you don't have to buy into that.
Yeah, but if their partner does, or if the work, like for instance, my
Okay.
wife doesn't like
That's fun.
flowers.
Make her happy.
She doesn't like actual flowers. She likes the attention that she gets from flowers.
Sure.
So if I send her flowers through her job, she likes when everyone say, "Oh my God, your husband, he sent you flowers." Flowers are in the trash by the end of the day.
Right.
She doesn't care about the flowers. Like,
Yes.
she left them at home. She left them
It's
at
the gesture.
work. It's the gesture.
Yes.
It's the attention that she gets, right? And so if you're one of those people who, if I say I don't buy into it, but you like that attention, I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that. But everyone around you is getting flowers delivered, candy. Oh my God, these big gestures. You're just at work, just nothing. It can make you feel, like,
That's
that
your
feels
problem
good.
though. You know, like buy yourself flowers if you really like are annoyed by that.
That's
you know,
not how it works.
or do whatever makes you happy on Valentine's Day. You know,
Yeah,
like
I understand that, but
I don't know. You don't have to hate it. That's what I'm saying.
You're such a guy.
I'm such a guy.
Yeah. Such a guy.
How am I such a guy?
Such a guy. Do what makes you happy. If I told my wife that on Valentine's Day, go do something for yourself.
I'm talking about single people. Like people who are hating on Valentine's Day. No, yeah.
You just meant like it. Okay.
When it comes to like, I feel like that should make you happy. Like even if you hate the commercial part of it, the chocolates, the flowers, all that, you don't care to go out, you don't care to do anything romantic, but maybe your wife does or maybe your husband does, like making them happy is what should make you happy. Like, so doing all those things for that person because it makes them happy should make you happy. And if it doesn't, then you're not doing it right. Gotcha. But single people who are just like, Valentine's Day is stupid. It's boring. It's dumb. I'm like, well,
they say
that's your problem.
Haters gonna hate.
Yeah, seriously. Anyway, let's move it on.
Yeah, we gotta jump into today's guest. I would love for you guys to introduce yourselves and tell us a little bit about what you do and where you're from. Yeah.
Okay.
She looked at each other like, I'm not here to talk.
They're so chill. They've been chill since they got here.
You can talk.
My name's Dottie Beasley.
Yeah.
I serve on the executive board for the Tennessee Association of Farmers Markets, which is a local nonprofit. Well, I say local, but it is a statewide nonprofit. Formerly a farmers market manager. I managed the 12 South Farmers Market for lots of years.
Didn't want to give us that number. You were like, you know what? No, lots of it. Yeah.
What is the number?
Lost count.
And now I work as a project manager mainly for people in the hospitality industry. So like event planning and marketing and...
That's a lot of work.
Yesterday I washed dishes at the cafe.
All the things.
So
wow. Okay.
Whatever they need.
Wow.
Whatever they need me to do.
Seriously, you wear all the hats.
That's leadership, right?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it's, especially in the restaurant industry, it's just like all hands on deck all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be, that's not my job.
Yeah.
Kind of a person in a restaurant. It's
whatever needs to be done, then
teamwork.
We do it. Yeah. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
I love it.
There's a synergy in a restaurant for sure. Yeah. Casey?
Well, I'm Casey Haire. I am the president of the board for the Tennessee Association of Farmers Markets. I've been managing farmers markets for over 10 years now. I manage the Nolensville and West Haven farmers markets, so here, or not here, but in Williamson County, not far. And I love connecting local food and to their communities and just spreading that joy. I think we were talking earlier that it's just everyone's welcome and there's literally never a bad day at the farmers market. We never have poor behaved customers.
No.
Everyone is always happy. So it's a really great job to have.
It's kind of like a wedding reception, but better. It's not about just two people. It's about food.
Yes.
And everybody loves food.
Everybody.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're gonna jump into what we call the basket of debate. But before we do that, I want to put you two on the spot. I want you guys to answer at the same time, okay?
Oh boy.
All right?
Okay.
I want you to think about it. Who has the best farmers market? You're gonna answer at the same time. Don't look at her. Nope. No, I saw what you tried to do. I saw what you tried to do there. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Answer.
Nolensville.
Nolensville.
Okay. Oh! Nolensville? Really? Why?
I love Nolensville Market.
Okay, what is it about their
I gotta
farmers
go
market
now.
that I know, right? I haven't been out there.
Me neither.
That has the best. Because I was thinking Franklin, but go ahead.
Ouch. No.
We're gonna dig into that tea later. I can't wait.
My favorite thing about Nolensville is that those vendors at that market are so loyal to Casey and her team because she does such a great job at cultivating community amongst them. And they know, and this is just from like a consumer's perspective, like me going there to shop, like they know that she has their best interests at heart. And that just makes everybody's job easier, and it makes small businesses more successful, and it makes customers happier, and
And the vendors are excited to be there.
the vendors are excited to be
Okay.
there. That's
That's an important
a
part.
huge.
That felt like a very. We don't have to go down that rabbit hole. You're like, and the vendors are happy to be there.
The vendors have a good attitude.
They do. They really
Yes.
do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So plus she has so my favorite vendor that she has. I can't remember her name. She
What does she vend?
makes so apparently she makes the pita for like tons of local restaurants.
Like pita bread? Oh,
bread,
yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it's like so fresh and fluffy, and like the last time I was at market, it was like still warm like, in the bag.
Ooh,
Did you eat all of it?
I'm hungry now.
Right. I love a
I
good
just love it.
pita.
Yeah. And then
I literally go to Calva just for the pita.
it's so good if it's done right.
Yeah.
It's so good. And then her hummus.
Yeah, her hummus is good.
Like she has samples, which is like,
They double back like, yeah,
Farmers
I'll try this one this time.
have
Yes.
samples.
Yes.
This one has rosemary in it? Okay, yeah, I'll try it. Yeah.
This one doesn't have rosemary, but it's the same thing, but no rosemary. Okay, got it.
But I tried a sample, and I like Casey was there. Like I literally made a face. I was like so pleasantly surprised.
It's so different from commercialized.
It's so
Really?
different.
Yeah.
It was just so like
It takes days
fresh
to make. This
tasting.
isn't like a process where you just dump chickpeas into the
Yeah, and
blender and, add a couple other things. It takes days to make.
Really? And
Traditionally,
is
yeah.
this, because we need to know now, is this a weekly farmer's market or is it just summer?
Yeah, so every Saturday, all year long. So it's going on right now. In the wintertime, we're 9 to noon.
Okay.
Summertime, 8 to noon. Same
Where?
location.
Field trip?
Historic
Sounds like it.
Nolensville School. So just off of Nolensville Road.
Yeah.
In Nolensville.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know exactly.
And the
where
vendor
we
we've been talking about, Sufra, their business started out husband and wife. They have a commercial bakery where they baked pita. And they were supplying to pretty much any Greek Euro restaurant in the Nashville area. And then they've kind of branched out and sharing their culture with
I love that.
community.
That's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I need
that.
to try that pita bread.
Yes.
So that's what I'm
I
hearing.
cannot wait. And the
it's
hummus.
delicious.
Yeah.
Because,
That's
I
what I'm
mean,
hearing.
it's the
As
best thing to
we-
put with hummus. Like, you can do carrots and vegetables,
so
but I like
good.
bread.
Anything.
Give me the
As
bread.
we pass the basket around, I'm interested in you guys. What is the mission?
Pick one,
Pick
each
one.
of you.
Yeah, just pick one, and then we'll pass that around. Like, what is the mission? Is the mission growth? Is the mission awareness?
All of the above. I mean,
all of the above.
Yeah. So I think COVID really shined a light on local food. So we are still just riding that wave of like trying to keep it going. Farmers markets expanded that year significantly. They were popping up in different communities and different neighborhoods because people didn't want to go to grocery stores. They could shop outside,
Yep.
fresh air. Like it was supposedly, a safer
Safer,
place
Yeah.
to do that. And then also the supply chain breakdown shone a light,
Yep.
shined a light on local food. So
Have
it's
you-
just continuing that.
Was that
awareness.
sustained? Was that growth sustained, or did you see like a kind of reversal once we
No,
kind of
it's
lifted that
been
mandate?
sustained.
Really?
I mean, like I can speak. We track a lot of data at our markets.
Yeah.
That year, we probably leading up to that year, we were probably growing 15-20% every year, and that was just because our community itself was growing and
growing, yeah.
becoming more popular. COVID hit, we grew 40% in one
Wow.
year,
Wow.
and since then we've been growing 30% just
Wow.
about every single year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's huge.
That is huge.
It's kind of like online training. You
Yeah.
know? Like that was one of the few things
Yeah,
that
it's hitting.
blew up during
Yeah.
COVID
Yeah.
instead of
And
tanked.
it's not going
And it's
backwards.
not. I
No,
mean,
it's
it's
not
still
going
trending
backwards.
upward.
Yeah. Yeah. You want to go first or you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right, I'll go first. Treadmill talkers, friendly motivators, or cardio criminals. Is striking a deep conversation on a treadmill an innocent social moment or a punishable offense? I've never had anyone talk to me on the
I
treadmill,
haven't either.
but I'm usually sprinting, so that's probably
If
why.
it's like me and a client and I'm talking to them, like standing next to
yeah,
the
but like
treadmill,
a
that's
random, like
one-
we're on a treadmill,
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't say anything.
No, that's never happened to me.
No,
Absolutely not.
absolutely not.
No.
Just like, please don't say anything.
And if
to
anyone
me.
said anything to me, it's been like in passing, and I'm just
Yeah.
like, well,
yeah, I haven't.
you know.
I haven't.
That's
Can I
it.
give you guys a random Black History fact right here, though? 'Cause I
Yes.
feel like it's relevant. Did you know that the treadmill was actually punishment for slaves initially? That's why it's called the treadmill.
Did they use it the same way
Exactly the same way.
to run?
Gosh.
Running, you would have to like shred corn, like so they would feed product into it, and so it was like a way of work, like to keep you working.
They
And
made
if
you fit,
That's one way to look at it.
but I'm sure they did it differently.
Nah, look up the picture. It's like the free runner.
Mm-hmm.
So imagine like a large one, and all of us are on there. So we're all running at the same time, trying to keep that pace.
Oh my gosh.
And then they
Wow.
would, yeah. So it's called a treadmill. Like it was.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's really interesting.
Random
Thank you for
Black
sharing
History
that.
fact. You're
I had
welcome.
no idea.
I may include that into my paper.
Yeah, that is wildly interesting.
Been going down a rabbit hole
Because
here,
like
guys.
in my
But
mind,
yeah.
I'm like, did white people realize that they were actually like making Black people fitter and stronger than them? Like,
Well, you know,
I mean,
I don't think so, but
that's such a white thing to do. It's like
is it?
we're gonna make them
I wouldn't say
exercise.
that. Exercise.
You know, it's
exercise,
like,
huh? Initial trainers.
I mean, yeah. Anyway,
All
very
right, let's go.
interesting.
What's next?
Y'all go.
Who's next?
I'll go last.
Okay. Gym selfies,
No.
motivation or narcissism? Are they inspiring the masses or just fueling the egos? I mean,
I feel like that was really targeted. Terry, I'm gonna be honest right now.
I think
Are you a gym selfie person? Is that why?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
I tried the other day actually.
But I've been called a
Gave up.
narcissist once or twice before.
It's not
too,
that I
so-
have body image issues. Well, I mean, everybody does to a degree, but it wasn't the issue. The issue was just like, I just don't, this is pointless. What am I going to say when I post it? Okay.
whatever you want.
I know.
I
It's
think
just
that's
like,
the thing is like what you do with it afterwards, right? Are you using it to compare,
Or you
Right.
just
or
post.
are you just
Big
posting
point.
it, or what are you doing with it afterwards?
Just post it. Just put it up there. Let the people talk.
Gerell and I have talked about how like,
It's not ready. You don't have to say anything.
we've talked about how
You
your
just
body
post
can
it.
be your business card sometimes.
Yeah.
So it does like make sense to show you, but I literally like post me doing workouts and stuff so much that I'm like, this is the selfie. Like these are my selfies, like I have to be doing something productive. And when I liked my outfit. That's
Right.
why I was taking the picture.
Right.
And then I just like, I don't know. I just don't take myself so seriously. So I'm like trying to be
Exactly.
like sexy and shit. And then I'm
Yeah.
like,
You could have said something
let's
like,
just keep moving.
like my outfit to get today might delete later. Boom.
That's
the
generic.
caption.
That is such a generic thing to say.
I know.
He's better
Wow.
than AI.
See,
I'm gonna do that.
when it comes to that, yeah.
Next time I take a gym selfie, I'm tagging Gerell and I'm saying,
me in it.
I liked my outfit. Might delete later.
Yeah.
Jarrell told me to say that.
Did I do this right, Gerell?
Jarrell's my selfie coach. I don't really care. I think like if you care so much about someone else doing it, then that's your issue. Like if you're like, wow, I hate that she posts so many selfies, or wow, he posts so many selfies. He's such a narcissist. It's like, I think you have a little bit of an aggressive
Yeah, it's really
obsession
easy.
with
Yeah,
it.
it's
You
really
know,
easy,
like
yeah.
I feel like if somebody's proud of their body and they wanna take a picture, fine. Do I like to do it? Not really, but
Yeah.
I don't think there's anything wrong with I just don't care.
Okay.
You know?
All right. What you got?
Okay. Oh. When it comes to eating your greens, do you get enough in your diet or do you supplement with a greens powder or mix?
Neither, honestly. Right now. Neither. I should do better with it, but I don't know that I'm fully convinced that green powders work in the same way that eating more
I'm not either.
vegetables
I do
will.
it and I'm not really true.
Yeah, so that's why I'm like, is this really giving me what I think it is? Probably not. So I don't. I've taken it before, but it's not anything that I've like introduced continuously into my.
Do you guys do greens?
I eat greens. I
No,
don't
it's
take
work.
them.
They work at the
Don't-
farm.
I think that's the best way to go.
Yeah.
You know?
So that's, I mean, that's one of the main like benefits of being around farmers and farmers markets is like
You get all the free
you
food.
get
all of like buckets. Hey, we didn't hear you. We didn't say.
I pay a lot for that food.
premium price. No, it's like there's a farm that I've worked with for years and years, Beaver Dam Creek Farm. They're based near Centerville. It's a husband and wife that run the farm. But if I'm getting something that maybe I haven't cooked before or haven't had before, I'll say like, hey, how do you guys cook this? And then they'll tell me, oh, do it like this, or, you know. So I think having like more options of like how to eat things, especially when it comes to something like greens, where people kind of have this like preconceived notion of like, oh, I don't want to eat my greens or whatever. Like find some delicious ways to eat it, then
I agree.
it's much easier.
Yeah.
I think there's nothing wrong with the powder form and stuff like that. I got a free box of AG1 and I have been doing that. And I will say, I do think it helps with like energy levels because I'm really bad about getting my greens in. Like I buy them, but they go bad and it's just hard to like cook all the time, you know? Like I make excuses, let's be clear. Like I could definitely make more time and do the things, but I had this box of AG1, so I'm like, I'm going to try this. And I do think it's like helping a little bit with like, because I do it in the morning and I do it with creatine and my coffee, you know, separate. But I don't think it tastes that bad. At first, I was like, ugh.
Yeah,
but
it's not horrible. It's not the best thing in the world, but it's not.
it's
the
really
worst
not
thing
that
in the world.
bad.
Yeah.
Like, you have to go into it like not
no, if you're
thinking it's going to be.
then yeah.
And then I will say I've tried greens before from Beam, which is a more local company. Beam supplements. I don't know if they're local.
Yeah, they're local.
They're based local,
Yep.
aren't they? Yeah, that's what I thought. They have one that I was super skeptical about, but it said pink lemonade flavored.
Yep.
It's their greens. And I was like, no way. And it is green powder. Like you take it out and it does not smell like pink lemonade. And you're just completely like, this is not about to taste like pink lemonade. I swear to God, it tastes like pink lemonade.
yeah.
It's crazy.
I have some, yeah.
Crazy. It's so good.
Yeah.
So I have a greens regimen now, I guess.
Okay.
We'll see how long it lasts once that box runs out. I need to be responsible and order another
And re-up, yeah.
or reach out. AG1, how you doing? How you guys doing? Trent, is this my camera? Okay, last one. Fad or here to stay? Stanley Cups have risen in popularity lately. Are you in or out on the trend?
You're in. I saw you were like, don't you say anything bad
literally
about
thought
my
hockey. I don't know why.
I saw you go, wait a minute. Where's this going? You're in?
I'm in.
You're
yeah,
in.
I'm in.
What color is your Stanley Cup?
Gray.
Gray.
Mine too. Why would anyone care? Like, I hate Stanley Cups.
This is people like,
What's your problem?
people like, it becomes like a personality thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can't leave the house without, like I have clients. I didn't like my Stanley. Like it's a thing. It's a.
I definitely had a debate before I got out of my car. Like,
Yeah,
do I bring it in?
should I bring it in?
Do I leave
Do I
her
have it
out
right
here?
It becomes like a pacifier almost. It's like I gotta have it, like
Well,
right here as I talk or as I.
I don't
it's a
see the
thing.
problem with that because if you're putting water in it, it's making you
Yeah.
drink more water, then awesome. Go Stanley Cup. You know?
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm neither here nor there.
But
I
if it's
could
going
care
to affect
less,
your
yeah.
daily life, like if you leave it somewhere and you're going to have to throw a
Yeah.
temper tantrum, then
And they're
maybe.
pretty. I mean, they're
maybe-
not cheap either.
cheap.
So
Yeah, they're not.
No.
I think it's crazy that like they are such a trend for how expensive they are.
yeah,
Like,
but it's kind of became like a status thing. Would you say like, hey, this is my
kinda
Stanley?
did.
Like, you can't
Yeah.
show up with a like off brand Stanley.
but see, I know so many people with them, and they're like, "Yeah, I bought this off Amazon. I don't care to have the
Yeah.
really expensive one," and no one cares.
Yeah, my wife bought a water bottle that lights up at the bottom
Oh,
and has
cool.
an app.
It has an app.
I'm
Has an
sorry.
app.
What does she do with this app?
It tells her like how much water she's drank. It tracks it. If the water bottle's sitting down too long, like she hasn't picked it up, then that's when it lights up to remind you
That's sick.
that you haven't
That
drank
is
any water.
so genius.
It is.
I wish I invented that.
except
I won't
it's-
buy one, but I wish I invented it.
Wow.
It's like $75 for that bottle.
Yeah.
And she won't she'll drink this and be like, oh, it doesn't count. 'Cause my app doesn't know. Like, no, it still counts. Like we were out somewhere the other day when she was like, we went to lunch for Valentine's Day. She had like a couple glasses of water. She was like, I guess that still counts, right? I was like, yeah, your body knows. She's like,
Yeah.
but the app doesn't. Like, she's the same with her watch. She doesn't have her watch on. We're walking. I'm not getting my steps. Still counts, babe.
Let's talk about the
nobody
watch.
Knows. Nobody
Actually,
knows.
we should get into the story, but I do want to talk about watches at some
Yeah.
point because people do the same thing. They're
Yeah.
like glued to it. And I'm
Yeah.
like, you realize like your body has a lot of
literally
other
stopped-
complex
literally stopped using mine. It's just for time and text now.
and to look like a cool spy.
Yeah. Depends on what I have on.
Serious?
I'm curious. I know you guys said that you guys are statewide.
Yeah.
Like end to end, what's your reach?
The entire state.
The entire state. Now, what is that? What's the requirement for you? Are you traveling to farmers markets state to state, or are we just communicating with them?
Mostly
How does
just
that work?
Yeah, mostly just communicating. So a
Okay.
lot of what we do, like resources and education wise, we do via
Gotcha.
Zoom, which
Okay.
is great. Whenever Dottie and I like to go on road trips a lot. So
Okay.
whenever we go new places, we always find that farmers market that's there. We kind of mold trips around different
Farmers market?
farmers
Okay.
markets that we want to visit. But yeah, it's just about visiting and sharing. We do a lot of social media content
Okay.
to help promote different markets and what they've got going on.
Got you.
Yeah.
And what would you say makes a good farmers market? If we had to look for three things,
Oh yeah.
what would those
components.
three things be? Like, if I'm walking around like, I don't really know. Like, what should I look for in choosing a farmer's market? Like, why is Nolensville better than Franklin? Because you're like, what? Excuse
It's
me?
the vibes.
Like, it's the vibes. Okay. What is like
Well, you mentioned community. I
yeah,
mean, like,
community? So what should
Yeah.
I look for in a farmer's market?
I think the first thing is in-season produce. Like
Okay.
if you see bananas, please just leave. Just walk away.
Okay.
Just leave.
Yeah.
No,
Especially
I
in
think-
Tennessee.
In Tennessee?
There's no bananas.
avocados.
Those are from Kroger.
And there's nothing wrong with markets that do that. It's just, farmers markets should be about the local farmers. And if you're bringing in produce that wasn't grown here, it's kind of like, what's the point?
Yeah.
I think another big thing for me is seeing culturally different foods. I think markets should not only represent the community that they're in, but also the people that are in it.
Love it, yeah.
So those are the two big things.
That's two.
Yeah.
You got one more?
Got one?
Or no?
Yeah. I mean, I like to have a good variety because in my mind, if you're planning a trip to the farmer's market, like you want to know that you can get a couple different things that, knock a couple different things off your grocery list.
Yeah.
So like there's going to be produce, there's going to be, some baked goods, there's going to be somebody has granola or somebody has nut butter or, all those things that, you could supplement from your shopping list at the grocery store.
Or you could mold your shopping list to the farmer's market.
So that was
But it's enough to make a list out of it,
Yeah,
right?
Complete, sustained. Yeah,
So-
shopping
I've
list.
definitely been to markets where I don't go as avidly as I'm sure, but I've been to a farmer's market where I didn't feel like there was a lot of variety. Like I was like really excited about it because I always get excited about going to a farmer's market. I'm walking around and I'm like, I did a few laps, because like normally I'll do one and then I'll be like, okay, I know where I want to go now, and I'll pick my things. But when you have to do a few and you're like, is that it?
Yeah.
Like these are great, but there's a lot of candles and
Oh, God,
bread, and that's it.
Candles, soap.
I mean,
Yeah.
and that's another part of the association that we deal with is managing expectations,
Okay.
right? So, like sharing what's in season. You're not going to find strawberries right now. You can't. There's not a lot of fruit, so it's
coming
a
up.
lot of greens. It is coming up.
Peach season.
Hopefully, the snow in
Yeah.
a couple days does not kill the strawberries. So, like things like that is understanding that Mother Nature plays such a huge role, and then managing those expectations within people that don't farm every day and don't know what's going on and what to expect.
So What I know, I'm sure Sav does too. Like what our clients would always ask us, like, what should we buy organic versus buying just from the store? So I'm gonna flip the question in. What should I get from the farmer's market versus the store? Like, what should I supplement the farmer's market for, or supplement the store for? As far as shopping goes, like, what should I go? Like, I should think about getting this from the farmer's market.
I would definitely say meat products.
That was the first thing that came to mind for me.
Yeah.
And produce and dairy
Okay.
would probably be my top three. I mean, the thing about organic is it's kind of a buzzword, right?
Yep.
Like, it's not necessarily indicative of the product that you're getting. It just means that they went through this process with the USDA and got their thing that says that they're organic. But there are plenty, if not all of the farmers that we work with have organic processes, right? So like they don't use pesticides, they don't use harmful things, to kill bugs, things like that. Not only that, but I would argue that the locally grown produce that is treated as organic, bigger organic farms, they have the added value of a healthy soil base, which is not necessarily something that large organic farms have or are required to have in order to be called organic.
Makes sense.
So
Would it be because it's large?
that's one of the reasons, yeah.
Okay.
So there's like, kind of what we touched on earlier about some big ag stuff, which we won't go too far into, but is the way that farming takes place. So like the equipment that they use, like their processes for, waste and things like that, that can either be detrimental or beneficial to the soil and to the land and ultimately to the product that they're producing.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And when we're talking about small farmers, I mean, they have to take really great care of the small places. They don't have thousands of acres to
Right.
rotate fields, right? So they have to take really great care of their soil and their plots. And so when you shop local, you should know that the organic process to get certified organic is multi-thousands of dollars. Small farmers don't have that kind of money.
Yeah, that's so ironic because they're probably more organic, like in the
100%.
truest sense of
And
the
they're
word.
probably more organic, because if you actually look at what you have to do to be organic, there is some processes in there that are
Not very
a little questionable.
Mom,
sometimes.
are you listening, Mom? My mom is so like, oh, it's not organic. And I'm like, I think
okay,
you...
yeah.
She gets into the buzzword of it, like, I'm so glad we're talking about that.
Yeah.
Because people
Organic
talk about,
doesn't
how do you
mean-
feel about the word processed?
Yeah.
Because isn't like slicing bread processing,
Yes.
Yeah.
According to the health department, yes.
Okay. Okay. But according to you, like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
where are you at with it? The word processed.
I mean, it just depends on the product, right? I mean, just like all of our processed food vendors, we know the process that they take to get that food to market, and understanding that in a smaller capacity, there's a lot less issues that can happen, right? So like, I will gladly buy the hummus because I know that there's probably not going to be any issues with it.
Right. Well, and
I know it's just a better product.
it's interesting because we were talking about the hummus before we came on air, and there's a vendor that they really like who makes pita and homemade hummus. And you said that the process is not just throwing chickpeas in a blender. It's like it takes days.
Yes.
That's a process.
Yes.
That's probably longer than the process that they use to give you store-bought hummus that everybody loves. And everybody's like, this is healthy. Even if it's organic on it, even better, but something that is locally grown, going through this long process to be better for you, taste better, be more organic in the truer sense of the word, it's going through a longer process. So that's just very interesing to me.
With process, to me, I think about shelf life. Like that's kind of where I kind of draw the line. Like that hummus isn't going to last for a month.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like, you got to eat this week, right? And I'll see you next week, right?
Yeah.
Or it turns. So that's what I think about, the additives. to increase the shelf life that, our bodies can't properly digest. That's kind of where I kind of draw the line on what's processed versus not.
I guess I just wish we like had different words to describe these things, like if processed and organic weren't buzzwords, like because people get
that's
it
marketing,
wrong.
you know what I mean?
True.
That's how I can charge you more. Yeah, I can charge you more
True.
by saying it's organic versus
Or eggs.
Eggs
are a big
we got
debate.
5 different ways are they,
Cage-free does not mean great.
Right.
Yeah.
Pasture raised.
I'm literally going to be looking into like the whole
grain fed. Like you got so many different ways, even with your meat. Like, no antibiotics. Like I saw don't ask me why, but I saw a farmer who was talking about like he would never buy antibiotic-free meat. And he's like, because the animals
was sick.
The animal needs
Yeah.
that's how you prevent them from getting sick, right? And he was like, now, of course, you can always overdo it, right? You don't just feed everything. Like, I wouldn't just give you a pack of antibiotics right now and you're totally fine. Mm-hmm. But if there's something's going on, then, yeah. He was like, I actually go the other way. Like, but also you have to understand that industry. Most of us don't understand that industry and that process, right?
I think
because
that's why it's so important to shop from people that you
you can
trust.
ask questions to, or ask them, hey, how is this animal kept? When was it killed? Like, I remember my first time buying from a farmer's market, and I bought ground bison, right?
Yum.
And it's literally this color, right, red.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember squeezing it and like the blood, and I was like, yo, this is completely different than what the ground beef or ground meat that I would buy. Like you could literally see the
crazy.
difference and taste the difference in it. And I was like, yeah, how can I go back to like knowing like
I have a friend who works with I think it's a local farm that it's a butcher. And she like does deliveries for him, and she has like another job and everything, but she'll post about it all the time on her stories, and she'll compare like store-bought like from somewhere like Whole Foods, where people are like, oh, if I just buy it at Whole Foods, I'm fine. And it's like, yeah, it's like eating fried chicken at Whole Foods and being like, it's healthier than the KFC. It's like
organic fried chicken.
Right, right. But she compared like Whole Foods meat. It was like a steak, and the color is just
Color is
night
like,
and
you can
day,
tell.
and
Even
it's
like with
almost like
eggs.
Yeah.
Like my wife, I'm sorry, babe, I'm putting you on the spot. She's never seen like farm fresh eggs, right? So I remember I bought some. It was during COVID. I bought some from a friend who had some chickens, and I just put them in the refrigerator. And she was getting ready. We have pancake Sunday. And she was getting ready to cook pancakes. She's like, why are these eggs different colors? And I was like, because they're real eggs. And she was like, and she cracked them open. She's like, they're like orange. I was like, yeah, that's what eggs look like. Like, so I remember just doing the comparison for like side to side, right? Like store-bought egg versus like a farm fresh egg. Mm-hmm. And you can see how much more rich and colorful it is. And even it freaked her out at first. It's like when she cook it, it's still kind of like orangish, so it's a completely different color than what you're used to initially. And it tastes different, right? But if you're used to only store-bought stuff, only, processed stuff, because a lot of stuff is it's more appealing to the eye. They're all white because it's more appealing to the eye, whereas they're all brown because they're more appealing. Like that's
they
still a
colorize
process.
it.
Yeah, like
Carrots.
when eggs come out like Easter eggs, like they come out in literally different colors. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Which is just one of those things.
I think it's funny that we like why do they have to be white? Like,
because
who decided that?
It's like sugar. Sugar is naturally brown, but it looks dirty.
That's
And so
like
if you bleach
racist.
It looks. I wasn't gonna say that.
Who decided
I wasn't gonna dig
eggs
that
and
deep,
sugar
yeah.
has to be white? Like, can we really
It just
not?
looks cleaner. You know what I mean? I'm curious to know, how does one get into a farmer's market? If I wanted to sell you Gerell's lentils, who do I talk to?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds suspicious. It should be. But you ever buy anything from a
Next
from
thing
me,
you know, Gerell's standing
and I
there in an
told you I grew
apron
it?
at the
Don't
farmer's
believe that
market.
at all. Two things I can't do. I'm not an outside worker. I don't build. I don't farm. So
Oh my God!
I'm not one of.
You
I'm
just
not
said that. I can't wait to just keep.
I didn't
giving
even
you
mean
shit
it like
about
that, but
the rest of your
I saw
life.
you in there. So how do I get into the farmer's market?
So
if I
every
want?
farmer's market has a different process.
Okay.
So step one is talk to that farmer's market.
Okay,
Find-
who would I find? You? Would I find? Is there a manager there every week?
So
How's
for
that?
my specific market, yes.
Okay.
Markets in general,
Yeah.
find whoever's
Whoever's
maybe in
running it.
charge. It may be
Maybe in
like a
charge.
city. It may be
Okay.
a volunteer.
Got you.
Like it may be another vendor. Like they are literally every size, shape.
Okay, every kind of
Structure
market
that-
is different
yeah, every
of how
market
to
is
get in.
different.
It's like kind of like an HOA situation, like someone's
Yeah.
randomly running it.
Right.
Okay.
So like Casey's Market is part of a nonprofit. So
Okay.
she is the executive director of her nonprofit that manages her markets.
Okay.
But then you have like the Nashville Farmers Market, the big market downtown. That's part of Metro.
Got
So
you.
that's owned by Metro.
Okay.
And
So
So
you have to
you
go
don't
through
have
the city
anything
to
to
go
do with
through
that, or you do?
so they're part of our
Okay,
association.
okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say.
And we actually have somebody from their market is on our board as well.
Okay.
As a representative. But it just makes it a little different of like who to get in contact with.
Gotcha.
But that's one thing that we try to do too is like help people who are maybe potential
Come try
vendors
Burn
or
Boot Camp East
customers,
Nashville
like,
for 7 days
how do I
free.
get in contact
We
with this
offer
market?
unlimited
This market
45-minute
manager who's
trainer-led
operating this.
workouts that are a mix
And
of
do you guys-
strength,
you
cardio,
guys
and
reverse
conditioning.
engineer that? Do
You'll
you
never
guys
do
reach
the
out to
same
farmers
workout
like, hey, we
twice.
would love to have
We have
you come and
complimentary
sell
child watch so busy
XYZ at the
families can get their
market, or is
workouts
it,
in.
you know, you
We
get a
can
person?
also provide complimentary
I think,
one-on-one
like,
meetings
when I
with a
was managing
trainer to
markets
set
and
and reach your
I
goals,
did that a
which
lot.
includes body analysis,
Communicate with each
nutritional
other
guidance,
on,
and much more.
Hey, I need somebody at my
Burn
market
Boot Camp
who
East Nash is the most
selling
supportive community you will ever find. We want to help you reach your goals. We never charge late fees or cancellation
A
fees.
farmer's
Give us a
market
try for
job
free today.
It's a pretty niche job, and there's not very many of us. So
Yeah.
we all know each other. We all talk. We all
Okay.
collaborate, which is really, really.
So reach
a
out
lot
to
of fun.
Casey if you want to get your lentils inside of farmers
Yes.
market. We're gonna take a really quick break right here, and then we'll be right back, guys. All right, we are back, and we were just talking about how you can get your lentils inside of the farmers market.
He's really committed to this lentil.
I like lentils. I don't know. What we're in Tennessee. What products are local to Tennessee?
Why
Because I
not?
know you guys said like, hey,
Cheese,
you see
greens.
bananas at a farmer's market. That's not. You probably don't want to buy those from there. Like, what should we be looking for? Like, what are like? I'm from Florida originally, so we have literally everything.
So you might have bananas.
We do have bananas. Yeah, my
very good.
my grandmother has a banana tree in her
Yeah.
yard. Like, what are some things that Tennessee is known for? Like Florida's oranges, Georgia's peaches. What is Tennessee known for growing here?
Wheat,
Wheat.
corn.
You're not going to find wheat at a farm.
I was about to say, you need wheat.
Well, they put it in bread. I
Wheat germ? No,
don't know. I'm just listing crops.
I don't know that there's anything that's like super specific
Okay.
to Tennessee. I think our climate is kind of like between some of the northern climates that we're, what is like we can do greens here where Florida has a little bit of an issue growing greens that aren't super bitter. So we
Yeah.
can do sweet greens here. We have strawberries here, which are kind of a little bit of a colder
Yeah.
climate. We don't have citrus, obviously. But we have all the other produce, tomatoes, cucumbers, corn,
Okay.
all the really good stuff.
I grew up around a corn farm, but
All the stuff that you need to live.
Yeah. I mean, you'll find, like because we are in that middle section, apple trees. We have apples here in Tennessee, so there are
you
some
can go to
apple
orchards. I went on a field trip when I was in middle
To
school.
an apple orchard? I thought that was a more northern. I thought we had to go a little further north.
So,
for
like,
that.
Michigan's known for
Yeah,
blueberries. We
right.
have blueberries here in Tennessee, too.
Okay.
So, because we're such in a middle climate
Yeah.
area, we have a little bit of everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of places that grow wheat.
In case you look inside.
Not to discount.
It's just like, we do have weed here, but
Hey,
gonna bring like a
learning
bundle
about
of it to the
agriculture
market,
and
but
it's a crop. I listen crops.
but to that point, so there are like Smoke and Oaks Organic Farms, which is I forget the county that they're located in, but they actually have a shop on 8th Avenue in Nashville. You should definitely go check it out. They have a butcher, deli, like carry other like local products, but
Then the butcher is that like they raise the meat, they take it to their processor, they butcher it themselves.
that's the one on 8th?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about it.
I've heard about that too, actually.
I've
Yeah.
heard about it, yeah.
It's great.
Pretty sure people have
And
talked about
they are
that.
certified organic for their meat. So
Okay.
that is one of the only certified organic meat vendors I know of in Middle
locally,
Tennessee.
Yeah.
Now, is that going to be more or less expensive? Because a lot of people complain about, I won't say complain, but bring up the topic of, eating healthier is going to
It
be
is, yeah.
more expensive.
I mean, I think
Talk to me
you're
about
going
that,
to
yeah.
pay to have that, they're not.
Not necessarily just there, just in general of
Yeah.
shopping at a farmer's market.
Right. So like everything you get is going to be made in a much smaller capacity. So like in order to make those dollars make sense, you are going to be paying a higher price, but it is so significantly better for you that it's worth it.
Yeah,
I agree.
I would
And
agree.
those dollars stay in your community too. Like it's not going to fund BlackRock or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
So like it stays in local families.
Yeah.
I love that.
And that's something too that like with the association that we are passionate about is like going back to that the farmers market is for everybody. We're big advocates for like you shouldn't, it's not an exclusive place. The farmers market is not an exclusive place. Like everybody should be able to shop there and at affordable prices, but also that are like helping the farmers be sustainable. So like Casey last year was on a double SNAP coalition, so like SNAP benefits.
Yeah.
So they were writing a grant.
Wait, so we can, not we, because I don't have it, but you can use
Yeah.
you can use federal assistance
Yes.
Yes.
to shop at farmers markets?
Yes.
Yes.
So
Has that always been the case?
at certain markets. So like
At
markets
okay.
have to go through the process to be certified to take SNAP benefits.
Okay.
Our market does, and we find funding, whether that's private or through grants, to actually double the dollars.
I love that.
So
Yeah.
That's
So
amazing.
You go swipe your EBT card for $10 and you
Yeah.
can spend $20 at the
What?
market
give 20.
Wow.
through these grant programs.
I absolutely do.
Yeah, I didn't know that,
What
and I
is
think
the
that's
like? What is
good for
the?
people to know.
Do people know that? Like
We-
I've never
we
heard
do
that.
try
Okay,
so
I've never, literally, I've
Yeah.
never heard that
So like,
before. Yeah.
obviously, this isn't. Not every market
Right,
has that
100%.
available. Not every market has the funding to double. They might be able to take it, but not double. So it's just trying to figure out how to spread that word within that community.
But I think even if you can't double, just knowing that you can go shop for
Yeah.
better food, right?
Yes. And Nashville Farmers Market does the double program also. So
Okay.
that it's available at a lot of the bigger markets.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
Nashville Farmers
Thank you
Market,
for saying that.
The Richland Park Farmers Market accepts SNAP. That's over on Charlotte Avenue. So there are many around here that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask how many we have, if you know the numbers. How many do we have like in the Middle Tennessee area, and then how many do we have in the whole state?
Middle Tennessee area, I don't know. I don't know that number. I think statewide, we're looking at a little, and this is just the ones we know about, right? Like there's
Yeah.
ones that they don't even know we exist, right?
Okay.
We're looking at like 150.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
That's a
just
lot.
went in September, so we do biannual meetings, like whole like member meetings and everything. And so we just did one in September in Memphis at the Agri Center. So that's like a big operation there, and they have an Agri Center farmers market, and that's been, gosh, how long has Agri Center been there?
Oh, long time.
It's been there since like I'm gonna misspeak.
Yeah,
but
I don't
like,
want to say a date.
Yeah.
but like a long time.
Like a long time.
But they provide like a lot of education for farmers, like new farmers. They do a lot of research. So they have like research facilities to like help farmers know how to better grow crops and, sustainability
breeding.
practices.
They're like breed resistant crops.
Yeah.
It's okay. Again,
Wild world.
don't ask me how I know this, but I also saw it. Terry, maybe you can speak to it too. Like, it's illegal to use your own seeds or to reuse seeds. Like, farmers get new seeds every year.
We don't talk about it.
Okay, all right, we won't talk about that. I just love like my random farm facts that I feel like I can finally share,
I really do
and
want to
people
know
won't
where
look
you're
at
learning
me.
these things.
I know. Don't ask, Sav. It's a
I think
What's on your explore page right now?
Yeah.
Like farming?
everything.
I think that's only really if you're
If you can't, I understand. I
if
get
you're
it.
if you're buying from a particular company,
Yep.
then there are some seeds that are bred
Yep.
to not be able to reproduce
Yep.
from the seed.
Yes.
So that way you have to continue to
To
buy seeds
seed.
from the
Yep.
company.
You can't recreate that,
That is
seed.
not
yeah.
always the case, and I think in our world that's not the case at all. I think that's
Okay.
commercialized
Gotcha.
because I've seen where these particular companies will breed these specific crops and they own, I don't know,
It's
it's
like
like a
intellectual
copyright.
Yeah, it's like the genetic
Yeah.
code to it or
Yes.
something like that. Like,
Yeah.
so that's what they're
So
saying.
it's like
if you
there was actually a
breed it-
lawsuit
yes.
of like the corn was
Yes.
blowing and it like landed somewhere else.
it started growing,
Yeah.
but they come
It
out and
wasn't
test.
theirs,
They
yeah.
come out and test the corn genetically and
Yeah,
like, hey,
kill
this is
it.
our corn.
Yeah.
So you can't
It's
regrow it.
commercial agriculture.
Yeah.
That is
is the
insane.
Wild West.
It's the Wild West.
It is
for sure.
wild.
Like you got 300 seeds. That's it. If anything more than 300,
Like,
then
let me come genetically test
they
your
do.
corn,
Like
make
they
sure
can
it
just
ain't
pull
mine.
up. They just
Yeah.
pull up
What?
and we'll test it and see this ours. Okay.
So the flip side of
Yeah.
that, on like the smaller farming side, so like I used to work with the Franklin Farmers Market, and
Yeah,
they
you did.
had like really
Keyword used to?
so before I knew Casey.
I need to know. We'll talk about that.
It's
in a
clear
second.
there's some beef
No.
there. There's a real beef. I love it.
But and a lot of those farmers at that market are like generational farmers, so they're like 3, 4, 5 generations of
Old
farming
money,
in
yeah.
Tennessee. And so like one thing that a lot of them take pride in is what they call like heirloom seeds. So it's like seeds that they have been cultivating since like 5 generations
Wow.
ago.
Yeah.
And they bring over, and that affects the product, right? It makes like, if you heard like heirloom tomatoes or heirloom corn, those kinds of things, it's like a significantly,
That's why they call it heirloom tomatoes?
the seed is heirloom. Yeah.
Wow, I'm learning so much in this episode.
Yeah. It's like
I just
the-
thought it was a fancy name for it.
no,
Yeah,
It's
no.
like family tree of tomatoes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like nothing else has come in and bred into it. It's
That's so
literally
cool.
the exact same product you could have gotten in the 1700s.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. That's really interesting.
Gonna go
What
buy
an
some
interesting
heirloom
fact.
tomatoes just to say.
My mom goes to the Franklin one.
It's gonna be my random fact for my wife
Franklin
today.
is a great
Franklin
market.
is a
It's
fantastic
wonderful
market.
But they're the most
But-
competitive.
They are my biggest competitor.
Yeah.
Okay.
I knew. I
But
knew. I
listen,
knew that's what it was.
There
yeah.
is not competition in farmers markets because we
I don't believe
each,
that because I was gonna ask that question. There has to be some farmers market beef. Like, yo, all right.
Jerry with
If I
the
catch
Franklin
her,
market.
right? I think it's competitive. I think it's just because they're so close and like, so it's like, and Franklin has the.
They have the
Does-
age. Like
yeah,
they've been
like,
around since
they've
the
been
80s.
around,
I've
they-
been around for 10 years.
They have
so like,
they had the name.
Be proud of
they
that.
had the name
You're up
recognition.
against that?
Yeah, they had the name recognition. It's like, oh, go to the Franklin
Yeah.
farm. It's a thing, right? It's at the factory, so it becomes a thing, right?
It is a thing.
Yeah, so that's why I get it.
No, yeah. No,
Well,
all
and
love,
Franklin is a
all
lot
love
of-
for Amy
yeah.
and the Franklin Farmers
Yeah.
Market.
Yeah.
Shout out to Amy.
I don't know what the
I'm gonna-
demographic is like in
I'm gonna go out
Nolensville,
there and ask for
but
Amy.
there's a good
should, yeah,
demographic for
she's fun.
farmers markets. And
I feel like Nolensville probably does because it's nothing but farmland. I have a friend lives out there.
It
Well,
is
you got
not
middle-aged moms who love to
farmland
shop.
anymore.
It's huh?
You got like middle-aged women who love to shop. My mom,
Yeah.
they love to, my mom is like, I got fresh sprouts, and I'm like,
And they also
Love it
have
for
the
you, Mom.
donuts. You guys have the donuts? I know. See,
No,
see,
we don't
the-
have
Got the
the
hummus,
donut.
though.
but the
and
donuts,
pita.
it's like when you pull up, you smell it. It's like they're right there in the
marketing.
front. It is,
They
and
do
it
that
works
on
every
purpose.
time.
I
don't
And
need
it
donuts.
works
You don't need
every-
donuts.
You don't need donuts. You would if you smelled.
No,
them.
she
said I
said she
don't
doesn't
need
need
you
them
don't need them.
to be
Oh.
successful.
Okay, I'm like-
Don't need them.
I'm Team Nolensville. My mom can represent Team Franklin.
You
She's
go,
got.
no.
I don't have a team, so
Yeah.
If
I'll
you're
support
gonna
our
eat
girl.
something at Franklin Farmers Market, here's the two.
Talk to me. There we
Here's
go.
the
Now we're
pro
into it.
tips.
Okay.
Mom, listen up.
First thing, Yayo's OMG is a Mexican food truck. that
Okay.
They have been around for 13 plus years.
And it's called Yayo's.
Yayo's OMG.
Okay.
R-
Do we know what Yayo means?
Yeah,
That's the name. His name is
Oh.
the dad's name. So it's a mom and a dad, and their two daughters.
Gotcha.
Run the truck.
Okay.
Oh, I love that. I bet it's delicious.
It's excellent, and they do like breakfast burritos.
Okay, I was gonna say it's early, so that's why I was thinking. He's like, it's like I'm there like 9 o'clock in
Like
the
a
morning.
breakfast
I need a steak
taco.
burrito
Okay.
at 9:00 in the
Yeah.
morning.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
it's delicious. And then the second thing, Lucy's Kitchen. It's another husband and wife, and they actually run a farm, but they primarily sell what we call value-added products, and so they make these really yummy, delicious biscuit sandwiches.
Okay.
And it's like fresh made biscuits, eggs from their farm. They do like a pimento cheese one.
That's your favorite? I saw the way you talked about it. You're like, yo,
man, that
the
sounds
pimento
good.
cheese one.
So good.
We're gonna get ready to wrap this up, but we always like to leave our guests with the last word. And since we have two guests, you each get a last word. Whatever it is that you would want our listeners to know.
Well, also, before you say what you want to say, I would love for you to tell our listeners where they can find out more information about the Farmers Market Association or just farmers markets in general, if they want to find something or like we were talking before, if you're looking for somewhere in your city, the best farmers markets to go to, where can they go?
Yeah. So as a consumer, picktnproducts.org has an extensive list of farmers markets, on-farm stores, agritourism. So you like corn mazes and pumpkin patches and everything ag.
Pick TN Markets?
TN Products.
Products. Okay. All
.org.
right. I'm going to Google that.
They have
one.
an app. It's really great.
Wow.
You can look by region, and that's broken out by county. So you can find all of that. You can pick out, I'm just looking for corn, and it'll show you all the farms that have corn.
Oh, cool.
So it's a really great website. If you are on the flip side of that, where you're a vendor, you are a market manager, tnfarmersmarkets.org is
Oh,
our
they have
association.
everything. There's like recipes, products, restaurants, fun and education.
Yes.
Oh, this is awesome. I didn't know this existed. I was just going to be like farmersmarket.org.
Yeah, and it's for the
Nashville.
whole state. So
Okay.
not just Middle Tennessee, East, West Tennessee. It's all listed there.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay.
And that's something else too that we're working on with the Tennessee Farmers Market Trail, is connecting those things. So like even if you live in Nashville and like you're going to Memphis or you're going to Knoxville, you're like, hey, let's check out a farmers market, then you can find that information online.
This is, and I know this is another random question. Is there certain parts of the state that sell different? Like I should go to East Tennessee for X. Middle Tennessee is best for X. Is that, or is it just all of Tennessee kind of has the same?
It is not. It is different, and markets across the state in each region look different.
Okay.
I can't pinpoint a certain product.
Okay.
Yeah. I think that it has a lot to do with who lives there, like in the region, like
West Tennessee is a lot of big ag, so
Okay.
a lot less small farm, a lot more big ag. So markets there are a little bit smaller outside of the metro area. But
Gotcha.
Memphis, there's tons of little community markets,
Yeah.
lots of small farmers. Urban ag is a huge thing in Memphis, which is really great to see people growing tons of food in super small spaces.
yeah. Hi Black Seeds Farm.
Yeah, we love Black Seeds
Love
Farm.
Black Seeds Farm.
But yeah, so like it's going to look the same, but a little different
Okay.
everywhere you go.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
Last word.
last word.
Okay. Go ahead, Madam President.
Madam President, I love it. I love it. Go ahead, Madam President.
Know what? I guess no matter where you are, find your local farmers, find local makers, eat at restaurants that buy local food because it's important.
Yeah, agree.
That's your last
that your
word.
last word
Agree.
Agree, my love.
I can't wait to go to the farmer's market now. I learned a lot. So thank you guys for sharing everything and informing us. I feel like more than half of basically everything I did not know before this episode. So
Amazing.
I'm excited to share it. And
us.
absolutely.
Thank you
Thank
guys
you for
for
being
coming.
here.
Thank you.
Well, I think that's a wrap for
All
today.
right.
Thank you guys for pressing play. Thank you guys for showing up. I am Gerell Webb. This is my girl.
I am Sav.
And I'll see you next time.